Hi, thanks so much for joining me on my new YouTube channel. My name's Debbie, and I'm delighted that art came back into my life back in 2018 after many years of not doing any art at all, and it's now become a real passion of mine. So many people ask me how I create my art, so I thought it was about time that I caught up with technology and started making a few videos just so that I can share with you some of the techniques that I use and how I get from start to finish, really. So just by way of a bit of an intro, this piece of work is being done on pastel matte board, light blue colour, and using a range of pastel pencils, but mostly Faber-Castell Pitt, Carbothello and Derwent, which have some great colours and I find them particularly useful for putting in the underlayers. So having planned and outlined the subject matter, it's time to get started, which is when it starts to get interesting. So essentially, I start by adding my darks, my real darks and my real lights in each section I'm working on. This really helps me to establish the values that I need, and I can then start putting the midtones in once I know where my real darks are and my real lights are. It's not a fast process, but it is super important as it sets the foundation for the whole piece of work. So I'm going to speed this up now and let you watch the process happening. You don't want to listen to my voice all the way through, but I will just jump back in if I think there's something that would be helpful to share. But if you've got any comments, then pop them in the chat and I'll make sure that I do cover those in the next video. So I've just slowed this down here for a bit because here you're going to notice that I've picked up a brush. This is quite a stiff bristle brush, and I like to use it to really push my pastel into the pastel mat on this underlayer. I find that for me, some people use their finger, some people use sponge, but I quite like using this bristle brush because I find that it gives me my underlayer, but it doesn't fill up the tooth of the paper quite so much. Everybody uses their own preference, but for me, this really works. So that's the underlay completed for bunny 1, or hare number 1, as I get told off sometimes for calling them bunnies. But yeah, that's it for number 1. So we're just going to do exactly the same process really for number 2. So I will speed this up and let you just watch on through, and then I'll come back in towards the end. So there we have hare number 2, and again, same process for hare number 3. I'm going to let this one run at fast speed, but not super fast, so that you can get to see a bit more of how I apply things and the process that I go through. So I hope you enjoy just watching through, and I'll come back to you as we get towards the end. So as you can see, getting to this stage is not quick. In fact, it's probably about 25% of the overall time that I've spent on the whole thing. But I do find this part so important. I guess for me, it's a bit like really good preparation before you start decorating. I think it's worth spending that extra time on it. So before we come to the end of this short part 1 video, I just want to let you know a bit more about this picture. This composition was created from the beautiful photography by Francis Crickmore and Sue Cross, and was just a bit of Easter fun really. Seeing these gorgeous hares pruning themselves in the field just reminded me of the three wise monkeys and the proverb to see, hear and speak no evil. This is my first ever YouTube video. If you think it's bad, I'm really sorry. I promise I'll get better. If you think it's good, I'd love to know. And if you've got questions or suggestions, I'm really keen to hear them. So please let me know. So thanks for watching. I've really enjoyed having you with me, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it too. If you have, I'd really love it if you would hit the subscribe button below. There's no fee for that, but it will keep you updated when the next videos are being released, and it'll also help me to develop and grow my channel. Don't forget to tune in for part 2 of this video, where you'll see all the details start to be added, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.